Well, folks, things are about to get much worse. Um, I don't know if you know Cellar Prepper One, but he does daily readouts of what people send him, and there's some disturbing things. It's like Black Friday at some WalMarts, nobody was buying the items. Shortage of medicine for your children at hospitals. A hospital that can't get new beds to replace the old ones that are filthy and disgusting. A guy that couldn't get his IRS tax return until lately, and he's being, jilted on it. Just a whole bunch of stuff going around in the country. So if you want to know what's happening on the ground, Boots on the Ground is done by Southern Prepper One. I'll leave that link in there for you too. Okay, for Thanksgiving, Biden stuffs America's 401ks with ESG. And you know, what the heck's ESG? Well, environmental, social, and governance, investing and how to get started. Wow. So, they're going to invest your money in your 401ks and everything else by using these standards. Not necessarily to make you a lot of money for your retirement accounts, but because they only going to work with companies that do ESG. Now, you got a bank like, say, for one like Bank of America, that's an ESG bank. A lot of these banks are changing and applying to these standards. So if you're investing money through a bank or anything else, like the Goldman Sachs, for example. Now, the Goldman Sachs is very interesting. We'll get into that, but you may not be making as much money as you did before. Your 401ks are being turned over to this lunacy of ESG. And you could see that, Marcus by Goldman Sachs, E-Trade, well, yeah. ESG investing versus social responsibility investing versus CSR. Another common term for the process of creating sustainable investment portfolio is socially responsible investing, or SRI. Okay. Uh, why do I care about socially responsible investing when all I want to do is see my retirement account grow money? And they're picking the winners and the losers again. Here we go. How to get started. Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass on that. This is just another form of a ripoff. Oh, and then let's talk about this too. Okay, so this is all about FTX if you haven't heard about it in the news lately. This is by Mark Moss, great channel to listen to. And basically, he breaks it down to the fact that they wanted to break crypto. And the way they did it is through the funding campaigns. This Freed guy and his girlfriend at Alameda Research pulled a big scam, and they had a lot of help. And we're going to see a lot of stuff transpire over the next 6 months to a year about who got what and what happened. And there's going to be a lot of investigative committees on Congress and blah, 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 along with the old, voting thing. And basically, nothing will get done. Nobody will go to jail in respects for the most part. And this will be the distraction they want you to listen to. The distraction. Oh, Tailhead, I mean Biden, admin scrambles to track 20 billion in UKR aid as House Republicans swarm of audits. Hmm, that in itself is going to be a scandal. And of course, we're going to hear about this for the next 6 months to a year. And when it all comes down to it, nobody's going to jail, nobody's getting impeached. It's going to be a big distraction. The only reason why FTX was created, in my opinion, and of course Mark Moss says the same thing, was so that Janet Yellen could say we need to regulate crypto. So regulatory reform. It always comes with the scandals. And this is the second largest scandal, including Bernie Madoff. Remember him? This one's even. This one's almost as bad. So we're going to hear about that. This will be the distractions. But what they don't really want you to understand is that this is in Belarus. Um, One guy that was friendly in their Air Force was fired, one of the generals, and then the Minister of Foreign Affairs just croaked. And he was friendly with the West. So they're flushing out the cash and they're getting ready to roll across the border. They got a whole bunch of Soviet stuff there, including nukes, and they're going to hit from the north. Belarus is just north of UKR, and it's west of Poland. So they're getting ready for a big hurrah. We've seen what's happening over there, but this is going to be another distraction. But we need to talk about real things here. They can't get enough workers in this country, so you got to go through a drive-through, and you can't even go in the lounge anymore in these fast food places and where we go. Not enough help. Not enough workers, right? And everything's just fine, except for 2,700 workers. United Furniture Industries were laid off 2 days before Thanksgiving. The only people that still have a job are the ones still delivering the product in the truck. And when they're done with that, they're done too. And this is not unique. Keystone RV closures, 2 plants. They're going to lay off, God, what was it? 334 of its workers, and they're having a tough time because the actual sales of RVs are down almost 17%, 16.9%. And they don't expect business to get any better. And then we got to talk about tech layoffs. Well, we all know that about 73,000 workers are dumped. Meta, Google, Salesforce, just a lot of people being laid off. Even Amazon is going to lay off people, and they are, especially the tech side of it. So, right here, Amazon layoffs 2022, 2023, roughly 10,000 jobs coming. And that's because they're going to have this pick and place system that's robotic that can do almost everything that the human can do. So they're cutting off the tech force right now, but later on they'll be laying off you warehouse workers. So be aware that you may got a job at Amazon and working in the warehouse and you don't like it, but you may not have it for the rest of the year. That big surprise coming because they're going to automate as much as they possibly can to cut cost. Because let's face it, employees are the biggest cost to any business. Don't trust me? Try opening up a business and hire a couple of people behind a cash register for you and see what you got to pay for their workman's comp and everything else. And match their taxes. Not fun. Been there, done that. And then here we go. Google's making announcements. They're going to be dumping another 10,000 people too. So, what's my real take and why should I say it's worse than you think it is? Well, first of all, we're losing fowl, like chickens and turkeys and stuff, to this avian flu outbreak. Worst on record was 50 million deceased birds. By the way, if you're going to get chickens, get these little guys right here, these golden comets, and they lay nice brown dark eggs, and they're really gentle, and they actually will come up to you and stand on your feet and want to be petted. Unlike the orps I have, which will run away from you, and they don't even want to be touched. They're just mean chickens, but the orps do have good eggs too, and they are a good chicken. So, how much does a dozen eggs at my Walmart over here in Spokane cost? $1.63 right now, so they say. That's where 12 large dozen eggs. But I've heard people paying $2 to $3 across the country. And if you go back over here to Prepper One, Southern Prepper One, he's reading out stuff about the egg situation in people's areas. Oops. Now, why am I saying you haven't seen the worst of it yet and it's about to get worse? Well, attorney requested President Trump but was denied, dies unexpectedly at 48. Fitness world mourns the sudden passing of Eric the Trainer. Seems like there's been a lot of face plants lately, right? I mean, I could basically show you a whole video with just face plant after face plant, and they're all over. Young, healthy men, and they're 18 to 40 something years old, just falling over dead. So is it really a worker shortage, or is it a shortage of workers that are still alive? Who knows? But this one right here, another study finds heart inflammation higher after a certain poke in the arm versus the other poke in the arm. Big deals. We already know, we're seeing it. People just do face plants everywhere. And that's why I'm saying it's going to get worse than you think it is in the supply chain, because just in time delivery isn't just in time anymore. It's collapsing, it's failing. Some of the store shelves are empty when you go in. If you listen to Southern Prepper One, he's reading stuff from people all over the country talking about shortages on the shelves and how things are doubling in price. So why would I harp on this? Why? Why would I harp on this? Oh, yeah, and then of course over here in Z-land, there's protests to the lockdowns, but is it really protest over a lockdown over what? No, they want digital currency, folks, and people didn't like it. That's the real story right there. They're going to try to lie and say it's this Kafka thing. Mm-mm, no. Oh, and then I ran to the store. Supreme Leader Khomeini orders militias to deal with the rioters. Why are they rioting? Same reason other people are rioting around the world. Shortages, lack of food, water. And that brings me down to my point, folks. Oh, and Twitter's lost 50% of his companies that advertise with them, or they're not advertising at all. The supply line is not in good shape. The amount of workers out there is not in good shape. They're either face planted or they're incapacitated by a certain thingy in the arm. And what does that mean? Shortage of workers, shortage of people to provide basic services like electricity and water and other things. And this is happening rapidly. Not to mention they're talking about a rail strike, train strike, a rail, and this strike and people getting laid off and basic services breaking down. Remember the over there in Mississippi where they had that the water plant in the one city? I think it was, I forget which one it was, Jackson or something like that. They couldn't get potable water through the pipes because of some reason. Here's the real reason. There's not enough people to replace the ones that are doing face plants, in my opinion. And when basic services break down, your lights are going to go off and your water's going to be shut off. So if you haven't prepped and been prepared and preparing all along and getting ready for what do I do if the power goes out? Well, I bet you better have some backup power like a generator or some solar and wind and stuff to run those refrigerators and freezers. Unless it's the middle of winter, then you could be hauling that thing outside and opening the door so it stay cold and frozen if you live in a cold enough region of the country. How are you going to cook? What's your alternative fuel source? Do you got propane, gas? What is it? Butane. Do you have a little camping stove that you can use? Do you have any way to heat your house if the electricity goes out? Oh, I got gas. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing right now. That natural gas isn't going to flow much longer than when the electricity goes out because, yeah, it has to be pushed along with everything else. So, yeah, you may have 1-2 days worth of gas in the lines and, oops, is your propane tank topped off? Or is your heating fuel topped off for the year? Can your heater run without electricity? Do you have a way to power it? Oh, yeah, and you're looking at a 220, 240 volt system, AC. So a little inverter that does 120 volts is not going to run that thing for you, okay? Because you're talking anywhere from 35 to 55 amps or something or more just for your water heater. A 220 system just to heat your water tank. What about your furnace? Do you have a way to run that, even if it's gas or some other means to propel it? Do you have enough power, some way to run that if the power gets shut off? No, I guess you're going to freeze. Well, I guess you're going to get yourself some those buddy heaters or the flanking. The flanking might be a better deal now because the big buddy heaters, they don't have a temperature setting thing where it shuts it down, just the pilot light. So yeah, you turn the thing up and you got your settings, but the flanking has a thermostat that will shut off the thing if it's at a certain temperature, that whatever you set it for. So it's more efficient, in my opinion. But yeah, you might want one of those. You might want a kerosene heater. I don't know, but you need to consider this. But the rapid decay of society, we could easily end up in a war soon. And if we do end up in a war involved in this area here, or Turkey and Greece might go at it, they're always at each other's throats. They're saying, well, we're about to go to war over this set of islands. And then you got Kosovo and Serbia. That's old Yugoslavia areas. You know, they're getting ready to slug it out. So you got Turkey and Greece, Serbia and Kosovo. You got the NATO possibly getting drawn into this UKR thing. And Vladland said, we won't hesitate to use nukes if we want to. We'll use them. So we know what that's going to do. That's going to make a response from NATO. Now, do you really believe that those so-called things that hit the ground in Poland were actually from UKR? Kind of funny because I thought they didn't have any of those S-300s left. And somebody even stated that I would take it to word because he's very knowledgeable. And now we're sending them over Patriot missiles for defense systems. Yeah, all we need to do is get in a little scuffer over here and the lights go out from an EMP. We got China and Taiwan situation. And then we got people over the UKR with no power, no water for the rest of the winter probably. And all it takes is one little thing here to get us involved to where we're at a fisticuffs and the lights go out and the water stops running. And it's rapidly happening before our eyes. So it's worse than you think, folks. So if you're not prepared, don't panic, but go out there and buy a little extra in canned food, pet food, what you need. Get yourself some water, get yourself some alternative heating. I don't care if you're in an apartment. Even in an apartment, you can run a little Big Buddy heater or Flame King. They're safe for indoors, as far as the manufacturer says. So get yourself some bottles of propane, get yourself a thing to refill with, and I hope you have enough food, because if the stores stop working because the power and the water shut off because we got an EMP, or there's just not enough people to man the plants anymore, well, you're going to be SOL, folks. And it's getting worse than you think. Our whole supply line is not in good shape. Well, I hope you listen to this. I don't usually do these, but these things are happening as we speak today.